guys, welcome to the channel. I'm your Casper Rizzo and I've got all you need to know before you plan a trip to North Goa. So if you have landed on this video, I'm sure you have not been to North Goa, and if you have been to North Goa, then you have not had enough of it. Out of all the odds, maybe you're just someone who is planning a trip to North Goa. So in this video, we'll be looking at the best time to visit North Goa, how to reach there, where to stay, available transport in North Goa, and last but not the least, the day-wise itinerary. So speaking of the best time to visit North Goa, I have been to North Goa in the peak season as well as the off season and the shoulder months. With all my experience, I would suggest you to visit the North Goa during the shoulder months, which is neither the peak season nor the off season. The shoulder month is a time between the peak season and the off season. So let's consider March, April, and October. These are the shoulder months for visiting North Goa. Why? Because when you consider October, October is the month when you are done with the off season, that is monsoon, and you are just having some time before you enter the winters and the Christmas and the year end in December. And if you're talking about March and April, then you are just done with the winters and the new year in January and the Goa Carnival in February, and you have a little time before the off season, that is the monsoon, starts in Goa. So these are the shoulder months you should prefer to visit Goa, because by visiting in the peak season you end up just spending double the cost of the same experience in you are getting in the shoulder months, because it just gets super commercial and way too expensive during the peak season. If you are visiting in the early Octobers, you can also get to enjoy the serene, lush greenery and lovely waterfalls in North Goa. Yes, you heard it right. It's North Goa where you can enjoy waterfalls. It is not too popular because it's all about the time you are visiting there. So yes, you do get to enjoy these things in the North Goa. The best advantage of visiting in the shoulder months is that you end up saving a lot on your accommodation, your food, your scooty rent, so on and so forth. So let's look at how to reach Goa. If you are someone who is not on a tight schedule but on a tight budget, then you should opt for rail tickets. Your rail tickets would be much affordable than the air tickets, and the closest railway station is Tivim railway station, which is on around 23 kilometers from the central north of Goa. And I am from Mumbai, so from Mumbai to Goa it would take around 10 to 12 hours. So if you do not mind spending those many hours on your transport to reach Goa, then you can definitely opt for rail tickets. You can reach there by train. And I haven't been to North Goa by train, but I have many of my companions who told me that they have witnessed scenic beauty on their way to North Goa while they were on the train. So you can opt for that. And if you are not on a budget but you are on a tight schedule and you need to get back on a stipulated time, then you should opt for your air tickets. Your air tickets would definitely be a little expensive as compared to the train tickets, but it is still worth if you want to reach Goa within an hour and 15 minutes time. So if your time is costing you much, then you should opt for your air tickets. The closest airport is GUX, that is the Manohar International Airport, and it is around 28 kilometers from the central north of Goa. So you should not fall for the cab drivers you meet just outside the airport. They would just worry you by saying that there is no Ola, Uber here and you need to opt for our cab service, and they would cost you around 2000 for a non-AC cab just to reach the central north of Goa, which is on 28 kilometers from the airport. I would rather suggest you to download the Goa Miles app, and you will just have to enter your pickup point and the destination, and trust me on this that you will not have to pay a penny more than 900 to 1200. be it the off season, it would be even cheaper, and in the shoulder months it would be this. If you are going in the peak season, it might be much more. I'm not sure about that, because in the peak season obviously everybody upsells their services. So yes, but just don't fall for the trap of this cab drivers who come after you to book their cab and pay a hefty amount to them, that too for a non-AC cab. So that's how you can end up by rail as well as by flight. I've given you both the options. Whichever is feasible for you, you should be choosing that. Where to stay in Goa? So my personal suggestion would be to stay in the Kalangut or Baga beach of the North Goa, which is the central north of Goa. It is always preferable to stay in the central north of Goa because both sides itinerary is quite accessible to you. So that is why I would suggest you to stay in the central north of Goa. I had opted always to stay in the central north of Goa, twice in Kalangut and once in Baga. I have been there thrice, like I told you, off season, peak season, and the shoulder month. So you should also opting to stay in Kalangut or Baga beach. But staying in these locations, as they are the prime locations, it can get expensive if you are opting for a hotel stay there. I would rather suggest you to opt for guest house or homestays. And to be honest with you, the guest houses and the homestays are way spacious than the hotel spaces, because these are the properties of the owners there. Some of these owners also have their own shacks on the beaches, and it is a cherry on the cake if you have your owner's shacks on the beach, because when it is actually crowded at times, if you are preferring on weekends, even in the shoulder months, then you obviously get your place on your owner's shack and you get to enjoy yummy food there. So I would suggest you to actually opt for guest houses and homestays compared to hotels. And if you are a solo traveler, then you can opt for hostels, because hostels are an even way cheaper option for you to save on your budget. So now comes my favorite part, that is how to explore the North Goa. So one such transport you are already aware about, which I already told you, is the Goa Miles cab. So if you are having your own itinerary and you have not opted for any private vehicle, and there are such places where you want the cab driver to drive you through, then you can opt for the Goa Miles app. But I would rather suggest you that if you are a group of 4 or 5, you can opt for a private vehicle, that is your car. But my favorite is the two-wheeler, that is your scooty, because talking about North Goa and not mentioning the scooty is really unfair, because that is the best part. I just enjoy riding a scooter, and over there you get numerous n number of these options at a very affordable rate. So right now the popular one in Goa is Fasino. I have just seen this Fasino everywhere in Goa, especially in the north. So you can opt for these scooters, which would cost you around 350 to 450. So the logic is, the more the number of days, the lesser the per day charges. So based on the number of days you are taking, it would cost you around 350 to 450 per day. You can check with whomsoever you are taking the scooty on rent. And even if you go around in the market, there are several people coming to you asking if you need a scooty, so you can easily get a scooter over there, and it is quite easy for you to explore around. And what they need in return is just any of your government ID. Yes, of course, they take the original and not just the Xerox, because they are giving you their vehicle. And rest you can explore the entire north of Goa. My recommendation is buy a scooty, and that is really helpful. Speaking about the fuel charges there, the fuel charges there are right now 97 to 100 rupees per liter. And just be aware of one fact, that unlike Mumbai, you will not find fuel pumps every half a kilometer in Goa. So what you need to do is, you need to keep your vehicle fueled all the time. Nevertheless, you will get your fuel available on the local shops as well, like garages or then grocery stores or people who are renting out the scooters. You will get it anywhere and everywhere. But those people are actually giving you fuel at a way expensive rate, which is 10 to 15 rupees more per liter than the actual cost which you are getting at the fuel pumps. So just beware of that fact. Another way that you can explore Goa is by these tour services. There are these tour services you will find in each every other lane of Goa. So they have their defined itinerary and which they can cover in 2 days, just 2 days, yes. So they have the defined itinerary, so you can go for that. They will have these places to be covered in 2 days. Today a few number of places and tomorrow few number of places, and you just cannot alter that itinerary, and you will not even get enough of time to explore the entire place, because at the end of the day they have to cover all the points. And even if you reduce any of the points from those, because maybe if you are going in the shoulder month and somehow you ended up by facing monsoon over there or rain over there, because it's not completely gone till now, so you might end up telling them that I don't want to visit the flea market. But even if you omit or skip 2-3 places, they are not going to reduce your charges. Those charges are going to be just fixed. So it is always better to actually own your itinerary yourself, and then you can go around and explore. So that's my suggestion. However, it depends on you. So your day one itinerary should look something like this. You should first head to Aguada Fort, which is at the almost entry point of North Goa. I would say first Aguada Fort because it has a closing time, so it is very important that you should reach there before it gets shut. So you should explore Aguada Fort. It should take you not more than half an hour to 45 minutes to explore the entire of Aguada Fort. And once you are done exploring Aguada Fort, you should come down to the lower Aguada region. You can find Sinkerim beach there. You can have your extremely loving pictures and a lovely time in the Sinkerim beach. Once you're done with Sinkerim beach, on your way behind towards your accommodation, you will get Kandolim beach. In Kandolim beach also you can get to actually experience some water sports, and if you would like to, you can also have some activities done for yourself. And way behind a little, on your way back towards your property, you will also find Kolungut beach. On Kolungut beach you can enjoy your foot massage. If you are lucky enough, you can also witness few fishermen fishing with their long nets. I got to experience that, and you might be able to see it on screen right now. So that is something I experienced in Kolungut beach, and it is very serene and calm, and it was very soothing to actually relax on the Kolungut beach. And then you can get to Baga beach. On Baga beach you will get more lights, sound, and a little bit of more crowd on the Baga beach, because it's a very party animal location for all the party lovers and the clubbing lovers. There would be beach shacks there, a lot as in a lot. This is how your day 2 itinerary should look like. Your day 2 itinerary is only for the first 2 destinations. I would say that these are recommended to visit only if you are visiting during the monsoon or in the early October. So one is Sonchi waterfall. I haven't been to Sonchi waterfall, but I have heard and I've seen the pictures of this Sonchi waterfall, and it is really lovely. But I'll make it a point that next when I visit the North Goa during the monsoon or maybe in the early October, then I will make it a point to visit the Sonchi waterfall. And the next one is Arvalam waterfall. I have been to Arvalam waterfall. The route to Arvalam waterfall is from the caves, that is the Arvalam cave. So you can make it a point to visit the Arvalam cave and the Arvalam waterfall, which is on your way back towards your property. And then you can make it a point to visit the Paracoconutry road. It is very serene there, so you can enjoy the Paracoconutry road as well. I had a nice ride on my red Fascino, not my Fascino, but I had taken it on rent. So yes, the Paracoconutry road is also very amazing. Two such movies in which it was shown was Dil Chahta and Dear Zindagi. Your day 3 should look something like this. You should be heading to Arambol beach, which is a way bit of distance for you, so make sure you get your vehicle fueled before going to Arambol beach. you will find most of the foreigners spending their time in the Arambol beach because this is less crowded and very soothing. On your way back from Arambol beach, you can do the Chapora Fort. Chapora Fort is something wherein you will take maybe an hour or an hour and 15 minutes to explore the entire of Chapora Fort. Just the lower region of the Chapora Fort, you will find the Vagator Beach, while the view from the Chapora Fort is really amazing. And you will have to climb steps there. You will get some fruits and some coconut water on your way if you are exhausted while climbing. And it is really hot during the March, April and October in this location, that is the Chapora Fort, because you have to climb and it gets very sunny. So make sure you have your hat, caps or your scarf to cover yourself from getting tanned. So yes, in that location itself you will get the Chapora Fort. Lower region of Chapora you will get Vagator Beach, and then on your way back you can halt at Anjuna and you can end your day at Anjuna Beach with some soothing lighting there, and trust me, you are going to enjoy there. So that is how you will complete your day 3 in North Goa. So Anjuna Beach is really romantic for you to enjoy with your companions, and you can just end your day there. You can spend the rest of your evening there. I just loved being to Anjuna Beach. You can see the photographs on my screen, like how lovely it was for me in the Anjuna Beach. Well, if you want all the information that we looked at in this video documented all together in a single docket, then you just need to follow my Instagram handle Casper_curates and just drop a DM for the detailed itinerary and tour guide of North Goa, and I will drop in the necessary information all together in a single docket for you. If you have watched this video till now, then I'm sure you should subscribe the channel, because you will find more such detailed information about tour guides regarding rest of the locations in the same video. And with that said, you should be sharing this video with someone whom you would want your North Goa trip to commence with. So please do hit the like button, do comment and let me know how you found the video, and share the video with your loved one. With that said, I'll see you soon in the next one.